You think you know how to take a step? Nah. You stumble with confidence, calling it faith, but faith without wisdom? That's just pride in disguise. You walk with your chest out, but your eyes shut, calling every fall a test. When it was a lesson you refused to study for, you move like the world owes you direction, but you ain't read no maps, asked no questions. Ain't sat at the feet of nobody who's been where you're going, so of course you trip. You think elevation is a vibe, not a science. You think blessings come from the grind, not obedience. You think hustle is enough to outrun consequence, but you ain't learning, and that's why you're burning. You confuse motion with progress, pain with purpose, loud with strong, and wrong with just being real. You wearing scars like trophies but never healed. You chasing crowns with cracked feet, wondering why the throne cuts deeper than the street. You think you built different, but bricks don't mean much if they ain't laid right. Foundation ain't flex, it's the fight to be still long enough to get it right. You keep sprinting through storms when the wise find shelter and study the sky. You keep breaking yourself just to prove you can bleed and call that being alive. Nah, that's survival, not revival, and you wonder why your life feel like the same cycle, spinning in circles with different faces. Same lessons in new places, still ain't learned patience. I keep falling in the fire I lit myself, praying for water while holding hell. Talking about growth, but I never change. Walking in circles and cursing the pain. Built my pride like a prison cell, then cried to God like he couldn't tell. I keep falling, yeah, I keep falling and calling it fate when I forge this hell. You ever notice how the crash feels familiar? Different dreams, same shadow. You rebuild castles out of cracked habits, then act shocked when they don't matter. You swear you're evolving, but every version of you still bleeding from the same wound you refuse to clean. You run from accountability like it's death itself, like truth gon' bite. Nah, truth burns, but only cause you've been cold for so long. You numb to correction, you allergic to reflection. You surround yourself with echoes so your pride never feels threatened. You call that loyalty, but really it's just protection from ever being questioned. And every time someone does try to love you right, you flinch like healing ain't holy, like softness is sin, like you only deserve love if it limps when it walks in. You think no one understands you, but maybe you ain't let yourself be understood, cause that would mean peeling back the layers you layer to look like you good, but you ain't good. You just surviving loud, just smiling loud, just hoping your pain don't speak too proud, but it's leaking. Every step you fake is a truth you ain't facing. I keep falling in the fire I lit myself, praying for water while holding hell. Talking about growth, but I never change. Walking in circles and cursing the pain. Built my pride like a prison cell, then cried to God like he couldn't tell. I keep falling, yeah, I keep falling and calling it fate when I forge this hell. You treat discipline like a cage, submission like a chain. You talk about destiny but disrespect the name. You want heaven to open but won't drop the baggage, just weighing down your lane. You wanna be chosen but still choose shame, and that's shame. You water it, call it identity. Tattoo it on your soul and call it legacy. You mistaken survival for character and trauma for clarity, like pain is your prophet and sin is your therapy. But you ain't healed, you just got used to the limp, used to the late nights where your demons pimp every thought in your head. For one more hit of validation, you may comfort your God and wonder why you feel forsaken. It ain't life that's loud, it's your silence that's fatal. Every time truth pulled up a seat, you flipped the table. Every time love tried to rebuild, you made it unstable. You fed your fear and called it a fable. When faith knocked twice, you let pride answer. You recite what you won't reflect, you pray what you won't protect, and wonder why the weight won't lift. It's cause you ain't dropped you yet.